Listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome out to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options. My name is Scott, and I will be your host for today's live trading room closing bell. All right. Good afternoon, Faust. Good afternoon, Fred. It's me. Sorry. I know you're used to seeing Vlad mostly. I'm only here a couple days a week, but I do enjoy the time I get to spend with you. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon, and hello, LK. Good to see everybody. So, I got to tell you, I thought we'd have more. I thought we'd see the numbers picking up here in the afternoon. It got light, but that usually happens around times when market volatility picks up a little bit. What's up, Robert? How are you? Good to see you. The market's been better. Things have been pretty good. We've been doing well in here. So we found some nice trades. We've taken them. We've managed them. I feel like we're not forcing anything. So let's just keep on keeping on. Ricardo, how are you, sir? Good to see you again. All right. Well, we may not have a lot of people, but we've got good people, and that's really what matters. So for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Scott Beck. I'm the head trading coach here. If you're new and you've never had taken the time, please introduce yourself, say hello, make sure you feel comfortable asking questions, giving comments, giving compliments if you feel inspired to do so. I don't mind. I'll be okay if you do that. If it's constructive criticism, I could go either way on that. I've been trading for a while. I've been teaching for a while. These are the disclosures. Be careful out there. Markets can be risky. Options in particular. Know what you're doing. Know how to control and manage your risk. Have a plan and execute it, and everything will be fine. And don't forget, we are not brokers. We may have a financial interest in the stocks we talk about. Okay. Well, let's catch up on the market. We haven't talked since Friday. Markets are weird today, right? I mean, it's like, oh, it's so bullish. It is bullish, but it kind of like opened bullishly, and then it's done nothing since then, right? Like we opened bullish, and then we didn't go anywhere. Just kind of sideways, but still 1.8% for the S&P, 1.26 for the Dow, 2.5 for the NASDAQ, 2 3/4 for the Russell. Oil made a little bit of a comeback today. Gold and silver are both flat, and there it is. Inflation moderates in July. CPI less than expected at 8.5%. That's what we've been talking about in here, right? We've been saying that with raw material prices down, oil, gas, natural gas, steel, aluminum, corn, wheat, soy, everything, right? With all our our raw materials down, we said that the numbers last month were high, but inflationary numbers from a consumer level tend to be the slowest, the last to respond. And now, all of a sudden, we're seeing, and here's the calendar. Where are we? The consumer price index was last month at 1.3, expected 0.2, came in at 0. Last month, 0.7, expected 0.5, came in at 0.3. Last month, 9.1, expecting 8.7, came in at 8.5. Right? You can see across the board, we're seeing the first sign of consumer level decreases in inflation. Okay, right? We've just been kind of waiting to see some break, some respite from that. We'll see how much this might influence the Fed. We had a strong jobs report, which made people think they're going to go 0.75% again. But if we start to see the inflationary numbers decreasing, then we may see them ease up 0.5%, maybe a break for a meeting. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But this is not surprising to us. We've been talking about the fact that we think we may have seen the peak within the consumer level. We've already seen it at the raw material levels coming down. So obviously the market responded favorably to that information. Not a lot of follow through from the time we got the information. Buyers opened the market and then it just sort of lulled sideways. All right, and we'll see. Maybe the sellers close the market and it pulls back a little bit. But I would expect generally a positive day to hold. Tomorrow we have jobless claims. Still nothing there to be concerned about, right? Anything between 225 and 280. That's kind of the range I'm using. When we get below that, it's doesn't really mean that much. If we get above that, that's when we start thinking, okay, are we now seeing weakness in the labor market? Certainly, we don't want to see that if possible. I mean, a little bit maybe, but overall, if and when we have a recession, the stronger the job market, the less impact that recession will have. Okay. Friday, consumer sentiment. We're hoping that comes in above expectations and above last month's. That would be great. And there we go. Next week, Empire State Manufacturing, production, utilization, some retail sales. The retail sales numbers will still be important to us. We would be okay if those were to decline a little bit, just letting us know that the consumer's easing up. That'll also bring an organic remedy to inflation, is if consumers just simply stop spending. Okay, let's go dive into the toolbox. Let's look at how Stella sees the market. We did get a bullish trade on last week. If you were there, it's doing okay. It's working all right. Prior to today, the model was still looking for a consolidation prior to a bullish kick, which I love that. I love that. Hey, Bob, glad you made it. This trend is shaping up. It's looking good. That would be fantastic. That's not what we got. We got this instead. So I'm still a little leery about what's going to happen. Do we see a consolidation? Stella was looking for it. We were all looking for it. I mean, we took a bullish trade because we liked the way it looked individually. But this is tough because the model was looking for a consolidation. If you look here, this was looking for like, oh, are we going to consolidate? It looked like it was going to maybe pull back into this range. And then we got this gap up. All right. Overall, I still see it kind of in the same place. It's good if you have some bullishness on. I told you I'm not putting bearish trades on right now because I'm not feeling bearish. I feel like there's a lot of improvement in the market. I'm feeling, if anything, more bullish than anything else. So I'm not like, oh, I'm getting beat up on my puts. I mean, come on, man. This is our second subsequent higher high, third higher low. Don't let the doom and gloomers convince you that you should be trading to the downside when that's not what the market's showing you. So here it is. You can see we're up in this range. But that's going to be tough. Some people might be thinking, is this the consolidation and this the entry? This is turned a little bit, but that's going to be a tough one to enter on, I would say. Is my market posture strongly positive now, greater than 4? No. Is yours? No. It's continuing to improve. I'm trying to remember what I had it at this week. I don't have it in front of me. Yours is a 4. Okay. I like it. I mean, I think I was a 2.5 shock is what I'm in my mind thinking. I'll bring it Friday and show it. Yeah, I mean, it's gotten a lot of things have gotten better. I did pull up the sector rotation information so we could go through that together today. I thought that would be interesting to do. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's get the housekeeping taken care of. How else does Stella see the major indexes? QQQ. So the Q's not looking so good. So we'll see what today does to this prediction. Not looking so good. Looks like classic higher low bull trend to me. I agree. No reason to make more of it than it is. It's making higher highs and higher lows. I'm with you. What do you see? Don't think too much. Let's just see it and trade it. QQQ not looking as strong. Let's get the IWM. Is Vlad trading more? Vlad says don't chase. Yeah, I mean, you know, today I get that. Last week we found some opportunities, right? We found some opportunities to play with. I'm always going to see if I can't find an opportunity. The Russell is somewhere in between the two. And the Dow, I would expect to look a little bit more like the S&P. No? Okay, yeah, a little bit more like the S&P. So we've got 2 out of 4 showing nice bullish predictions. IWM, a little bit more sideways to bullish. So I've got bullish on SPY and DIA, slightly bullish on IWM, and more, you know, short-term down to neutral overall on the NASDAQ. So it's interesting. Okay. All right, okay. What do we see here? We actually tend to get a little bit more of a bounce, followed by a pullback, then a nice kick higher. That's in line, right? It's still saying the same thing, that maybe there's a little bit more to the upside. Then we pull back, then we get a kick, consolidation, and then I don't see why not at this point. I think we definitely could get a nice. We've been in this bear market for about 8 months. The average is 9 overall for bear markets, at least the last time I looked up that statistic. Yeah, I think this. I mean, you can see the correlation. We were negative for a while. We're up to 25%. This thing is, if you look at it from here, it's done all right. Up, down, and then a bigger move up, right? A little bit of maybe a little bit more, a little consolidation. So here, things are starting to get back in line. Over here, yeah, it was none of that worked. That's why it got negative, but it's already improved its correlation. So this is what's happened in the past. When it got off its correlation, I sort of took my eye off it, and then by the time I came back, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been doing great. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to keep an eye on it on a regular basis, and if I see that it starts to, you know, get back into the pattern of the cycle that we're used to, which it does seem to be doing, then great. I'll let it have a little more weight in the way that I'm going to evaluate the market. So there you go. Not bad there. Here's the heat map today. Healthcare not doing so great. The Merck, CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, not doing so good. Utilities are down, energy's down, defensive is kind of flat. So where are we seeing the growth? Cyclical. Communication services, except for telecom. Technology is roaring. Love it. Love it. Financials is, everything that we've been talking about. Where are we going to see the growth? Industrials. Technology, cyclical, financials. Where are we less likely to see it? We're less likely to see it in the defensive and in the energy, the utilities, a little bit the healthcare. So there you go. Okay, let's do a quick sector rotation. So from a 1 year or from a 200-day, 9-month standpoint, you can see very defensive. Energy at the top, followed by utilities, followed by staples, followed by healthcare. All of our bullish stuff is down here. Okay, we're not surprised because that basically takes us into the bear market, right? Now we're looking for how does it shift as we get to the current day? How does it shift? We go to the 133, more defensiveness. In fact, utilities crazily is showing some strength. Maybe utilities can offer you some balance in your trading. But you'll notice it stayed defensive, a little bit of a surge from some of these defense or growth sectors, but not much. As we get to 66 days, more like 3 months, a little bit more now. Now, all of a sudden, energy's dropped off the list. Utilities is still strong here, but then all of a sudden, we've got technology, we've got discretionary, industrials are working their way up. Financials is working its way up. So we've got some things that are showing a little bit better. And when we look at the 22-day, the most recent momentum, this is where we see that the growth sectors have really surged. Discretionary, technology, and financials industrials. Industrials are leading the way. Here we have financials kind of still a little bit stuck in the middle. All right. Let's dive in. Okay, there's our AXP. I thought we closed this BMY down. I don't know why. I think we did. There's really not much to it at this point. I thought we closed that for some reason. AXP's working. It's making some money. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get a quiz. Time for the quiz show. Come on in for the quiz show. There's the range. Boom. A, B, C. Above 419 and a quarter, which is right where we are now. Below 418.40, 85-cent range. 418.40, mark it down, somebody. 418.40, A, B, C. Robert is an A plus. He's feeling it. He's feeling bullish. The market's feeling bullish. He's ready to go. On the old screen. What screen? Are you guys not seeing the screen? I hope you're seeing the screen. Can everybody see my AB? Oh, okay, good. LK is a B. Bob is a B. Jacques is an A. Phil is a B. Ricardo is an A. Fred is a B. I'm gonna go A. I'm feeling the buyers. They're gonna consolidate just a little bit. This is how I see it. It's gonna come down, but it's gonna kind of pause, and then it's gonna pop. That's what it's gonna look like at the end. There it is. That's my call. Let's see how Stella sees it. Stella. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know it's Wednesday already, but I hope you had a great weekend. I don't get to see you in between. I get withdrawals. I get the shakes a little bit. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm hoping as we get to the fall, Ricardo, that I get to hang out I'd like to see at least 3 times a week, if not, a little more even. Hello, John. Good to see you. Crazy. Oh, it is a great. Oh, Stella sees a pullback. She thinks it's dropping down to 418.81. I'm going to say that's a C. Stella's a C. She sees a bit of a sell-off, it looks like. Let me see. No, what did we say? 418.40. And she's at 418.80. Nope, she's a B. She's a B. Robert went on an Alaska cruise. Very green, awesome glaciers. That sounds cool. I'm an A, John. I think the buyers are coming. So, you know what, Jock? I very much appreciate that. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, certainly, if you guys drop some feedback that says you like what I do, I would have no problem with that. But nah, I think it's just, waiting for conditions to improve. I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Neo, earnings tomorrow. Are you holding a position, Fred? Did we get through everything? I think we did. Now we'll do some sector rotation here in a second. Okay. Neo reporting earnings. Last time they gapped down a little bit. Yeah. Well, I hope that works out. Okay. Yeah. Could be an interesting one. Let's go through the watch list, and we'll use remaining time for sector rotation. Here is Amazon. It doesn't feel like that's. I mean, we did gap up today. I have a hard time thinking that was the consolidation, and now we're turning. I still think I want to see a little bit more. AXP looks good. When did we take this trade? Did we take it back here? Seems like we took it back here. I believe we did a week ago. We took this. That's a nice signal, and that's working. It was a little slow, but now trying to pick up. Let's see what it can do. Good enough. Bank of America. Oh, see, now that one's interesting to me a little bit. We've consolidated sideways down a little bit. It looks like it's trying to turn and pop. If you wanted to get a little more financials, that's interesting. I'm still not feeling the Chinese stocks yet. Let me know if you disagree. Ooh, look at Bank of America. Goodness. Dutch Brothers. That was a nice move here. Got a little too close to earnings. When do they come out? Today? I'd like to trade out of this consolidation if possible. Caterpillar, I think we talked about. We talked about it on Friday. Did anyone take the Caterpillar trade on Friday? We didn't get a chance to take this one together. I liked it on Friday. Did anyone jump in that one? That was actually, I think, the one we said we liked best from Friday. As long as the signal held in the afternoon, that one's looking pretty good. So conditions are better, but it's still like, it's not like there's low-hanging fruit. We're still trying to pick and choose what we like. Oil, I'm not that interested in. Costco is close. Costco is close. The sellers have had the floor. You can see the sellers have had the floor here. We're just waiting to see. It might come down a little bit more and then give us this turn. Give us this turn. Oh, gosh. I like that. Sold a cash secured put. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, Caterpillar is nice. I took that one as well. Oh, I go back and forth between Caterpillar and Deere all the time. DBC was the one I liked the best. I'll be honest, I didn't take that one. I don't know if anyone else did. We talked about that one last week, but the signal would have been on Monday. I'm not feeling energy, so I held off on that. Looks like that's working out okay. Here's John Deere. John Deere, very similar signal. I went with Caterpillar. Either one would have worked fine. Let's see. How is my son's rehab? Oh, it's good, Ricardo. He is in Billings, Montana, and they started formal practices with the new coach this week. And they have their first game on Saturday. It looks like he might be starting up top at the striker position. He's playing well. Very excited for that. Cedar Valley Girls High School varsity team plays today. They're 2-0. Rice started off pretty good. Soccer season's full on. It makes me a busy guy. Ford. I like Ford. I'm still waiting. I still think we're in the consolidation. It could come down. I like Ford all the way back here to 14. I wouldn't mind it to pull back a little more, but definitely the sellers are kind of there. We just want to see what they're going to do with it. So Costco, Ford, both setting up, in my opinion. FCX is kind of flat. Vlad's doing an earnings trade on Disney. Is he doing like an iron condor? Is that looking for the ball to suck out and see if it stays in the middle? GLD, gold. Nothing there for me. IWM. Oh, look at IWM. The small caps are smashing higher than they have been for a while. Looks nice. Jets. Gave a signal back in here. Same thing, just kind of waiting for that to recover. Meta, Marvell. Oh, okay. The chip stocks maybe trying to show something here. Did we miss AMD? Where's AMD? Ah, that's what happened. Sorry. My list wasn't at the top. Here's Alcoa. Alcoa's looking pretty good. Apple, a little overbought, but still all right. ADI. Archer Daniels. Oh, Archer Daniels is finally starting to give a little bit of a signal. If you're interested in something like this, still viable. And here's the chip stock we traded last time. So it's turned, but it hasn't hooked. But I don't know. That's very interesting there. We'll maybe come back to that one. I need to write these down. What do we have here? I would say AMD is a possibility. I would say Costco is close. I would say Ford is close. What else? I would put Bros, but I would see if Starbucks. Last time we traded Starbucks instead, that actually went pretty well. Caterpillar's already on. Costco's close. Where was I? I was lower down, but I need to write them. Sorry. A little distracted by it. I think you could put Marvell. I mean, any chip stock. It looked like it was just going to sell off, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're okay. We're okay. We're good. Microsoft looking stronger. I need that to consolidate down. Neo, if Neo's earnings are okay and it doesn't gap up one way or the other, I would look at Neo for a trade coming out of earnings, quite honestly. Oh, see, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA looks nice. I would say for me, I like NVIDIA and AMD the most. Starbucks. Oh, Starbucks is close. Yeah, I would say Dutch Brothers and Starbucks are both looking, reasonable. Silver, not so good. Oh, yeah. Who said SMH, John? Yeah, I see what you're looking at there. Okay. There's Tesla. So Tesla did well out of earnings. Got a nice move. I'm sure that's what you're hoping for here from Neo. Yeah, sorry. Give me 1 second. I need to, I'm sweating in here. I need to turn my AC on. Hold on a second. Huh? No. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't want to melt. Today, a trade I think we could look at. I think the one I'd be leaning towards, I think Starbucks and Dutch Brothers, Costco, Ford are all waiting. I would say AMD and NVIDIA are the ones that look most like a trade. The question is, do we think we're going to get some follow through here? Do we think the chip stocks are going to help go better? Fred asked, how's my run over toe? I ran over my toe with my own chair while sitting in it. I think I broke it. I think it's broken. The cut's healing up all right, but it is sore. I was down with my daughter and I kicked the ball and I'm like, oh my God, I think I cracked it or something. What are they gonna do? Not like you're gonna cast your big toe, right? Like, yeah, that was not my best moment. Goodness gracious. Natural gas. So back here, we were thinking about it, and I think a couple people might have done it. I held off, and it pulled back, and now it's like trying to tempt us again. It's like it's trying to suck us in. I'm not going to fall for it, UNG. I'm not going to fall for your games. I don't buy it. Health. United Health kind of flat. Visa, we picked AXP instead of Visa. That was the one I liked better, and MasterCard. I think we did the right pick there. Oh man, look at the VIX. I mean, theoretically, okay, so this is I can't believe we forgot to talk about this, and that Jacques forgot to remind me to talk about it earlier because he's usually money. If you notice here, there's the lower high. This is confirmed. We questioned whether anything in here was going to constitute a higher low, but it didn't, because it kind of fell into that right there. So it got a little bit lower, and then we turned up a little bit, and then I mean, we're below 20 now. This is very interesting. if this gets a little bit of follow through. But when I look at this, I definitely think this could get a little bit of follow through, right? Where, it's something like back here around the 18th, or even here around the 4th. Let's go see what it looked like when that happened. So the 18th. So you'll notice what happened was kind of similar, right? In that we gapped up there, and then we had this pause, but then we continued. And the other one was the 4th. That one didn't do as much. So we could see it pause and then continue. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. The AXP trade, whoops. It looked like it was running all of a sudden for me. Okay. All right. Yeah, the VIX is really showing us some institutional strength. That's for sure. Staples kind of flat. Utilities. I can't. There's nothing to do there right now, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So what do we have then? Vlad is saying, be careful, don't chase. He's still feeling the residuals of this bear market. I get that. I would say SMH. AMD, or NVIDIA are probably the ones that are most likely a trade for us today. Let's get a sense of these on the Heiken Ashi. See if any of them give us a little more than the others. They're all given these dojis right here. I kind of like AMD simply because that's one that we've been trading, right? That was the move we got last time. I went from the bodies. $114 target. Let's start building this. Let's just build this and see what we think. 114 to the upside. Kick the micron off your island, Bob said. You're off the island, you bastard. I agree. Intel was that way for me too, where I'm like, why am I still watching this? What am I doing here? I think if I use this body and this low, I think I'm okay. I don't need to go all the way back down here, right? That's my thought. This low is 95.61. This body is 96.30, 95.50. I like that. 95.50. As a stock trade, I mean, you could. So what are we risking here? It's $3. We could even probably go a little below. Let's go below. Let's go 94.99. Let's go below 95. So about $4 because we're getting about 15 or 16. 15. Risk 4 to make 15. That's not bad. I can live with that. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. Vol is at 50, but that's as low as we've seen in 6 months. think I'd be comfortable buying the options here. It could definitely come out a little bit, but okay. I honestly feel like I could just go out a little ways and maybe do the 105s. Good open interest. So you might look at this and be like, oh, there's so much less open interest. There's thousands here, tens of thousands. Right? Okay. Spreads are 2 pennies pretty much everywhere you go. I go here and I've got hundreds with thousands. It'll eventually get there, but I'm still at 2 pennies. Still at 2 pennies. So if I go here and I look at something like this, and I'm going to go out to next Friday, just in case I need all the way out here. And you can see in this regard, I'm getting 5 to 1, but I am risking 300. We've been around 200 in risk. I think 300 is fine. I think 300 is fine. AMD September 2nd. I need 14, 105, 224 by 227. Yeah. Let's give it a shot. $227. Anybody trying it? Anybody getting filled? All right, 227 filled. John was trying 225. Did you ever get 225, John? 227 it is. 227 it is. All right, so we've got that in. We've got a financial on, we've got a technology on. We've got a couple of consumer discretionaries, Starbucks, Ford. Costco's an interesting one because Costco is technically categorized as a defensive. I kind of see it blended. You know what I mean? I think in a Bob said he's ignoring me. No, I don't think that's necessary. You could just say tuning me out. I think that what is the target gain on AMD option? I'm looking for AMD to get to 114. The gain on the option, let's figure that out, shall we? Shan't we? So what I was saying about Costco is I think during like recessionary times, it does behave more as a defensive stock, but in a bull market, I think it has more growth. It's kind of I think it's a hard one to characterize, quite honestly. I think that there's enough like want spending in addition to need spending within the context of what they offer that it's a little bit of both. So I don't really see it as consumer defensive right now. I see it more as consumer discretionary. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Target for the option. If we go, I would say anywhere. I've got 2 contracts. That would be that's what I'm looking for. 1,700 is 850. I mean, it's like $10 target. That's crazy. But if it takes some time out to next Friday, 1,500, 750, 10. I mean, that's still 10. Yeah, this option has some potential, right? Quite honestly, if it were to get here at about 107, I would say 106 to 107, I would probably sell one of them in there. I would probably do that in here. That would be about, let's take that off a little bit. So in here, we'll call it 106 and a half, 550, that's 275. I'd say my first target on the option is $5, and the second would be $10, something like that. Let's see what we can do if this thing starts running. If we have to make adjustments, we'll make adjustments, but we got to start with something. So yeah, there it is. LK got 225 on AMD. Very nice. So there we go. Chips looking better. We took a trade. There's some lining up for us, I think. So let's be aware with the ones that we said we like are Costco, lining up, getting ready for a turn. Ford, same kind of a thing. And Starbucks or Dutch Brothers. See, Starbucks actually looks pretty good now, quite honestly. I'm a little bit thinking about pulling another trigger here. Duplicate this. This is a viable thing here. I'm not going to rush this, but I'm going to say that's a viable looking position. If tomorrow opens down a little bit, I'd think about that, quite honestly. Yeah, that's got some potential here. AXP, that's our trade. That's doing well. And let's go in. Everyone's telling me that the A's are winning. I'm not surprised because I went A and I win this game so very often. All right, not that often. Yeah, there it is. Rallied on up. A's, congratulations. You won a shiny gold medal. Did I miss earnings on Dutch Brothers, Ted? Bros. I love their symbol, bros. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Oh, that's right. No, we did talk about that. I said if it holds, but I actually think Starbucks is viable. Dutch Brothers, we got to wait and see. I don't think that I think if Starbucks was reporting earnings, it could impact the Dutch Brothers trade. But Dutch Brothers reporting earnings is unlikely to impact the Starbucks trade. So there you go. Do I have access to Vlad's Disney trade on Tradespoon? I don't have that. I don't think. Maybe I do. Where was it located? Elite Trading Circle. I am absolutely included in a select group of traders. What was that? Where would I find it? Trade log? Disney? Only 3 of the 4, it looks like. 3 of the 4. I see sell to open. So there's a bear call spread from 140 to 124 and a naked put at 100. So overall, there's some credit and a pretty good amount of width. So there you go. But I don't see the 4th leg like you were talking about. Those are all on, but nothing else. So, all right. Well, this hour flies by, man. I've got to run. I'm off to a girls varsity soccer game. Let's go Aviators. And I will see you guys for coffee Friday morning. Make sure you join me there, or I'll take personal offense. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy trading.